oldest brother. They're both at the hospital right now, and thanks for praying for them. And my older brother Chuck and Lisa and grandson Austin, my dad's grandson Austin, and from me and from my wife Zainab, and from our kids, which are the grandkids, Sean and Grace. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Thank you. We do appreciate it. One story, well, first off, if my dad was here, the first thing he would say is, "Why isn't there more flowers?" But they don't let you put a lot of flowers in their funerals, so that's why, Dad. The second thing, my mom wanted me to tell a story about how Dad or Grandpa or your friend would go to my wife's, his wife's mom's house, and the first thing he would do is always check the refrigerator and see if there's anything she needed, and then he'd go out and get it for her and put it in the refrigerator so she was stocked up for the week or till the next person came to help out Gran. And so because of that, Gran would always say, "Well, what can I do for you since you did this for me?" And my dad would always say, "Well, say something nice about me." And Gran would say, "Well, you know." She couldn't think of anything. But so that was a funny story. And then I was going to talk about three things. The three main things I think about when I think about my dad is that he was a hardworking man. He really believed in family and friends and community, and he had a way with words. So just thinking about hardworking, I think when we were growing up, Chuck, I don't remember if he ever took a day off because he was sick, or it just never happened. He was never sick. He was sick, but he still just went to work and worked through it.
He cracked his ribs and had his ear ripped off and went to work the next day.
That's right. Yeah. And then also he would always think about what we could. He wanted to get things done and make things better for everybody. So I don't know if he stayed up all night thinking about it, but I remember almost every day he'd wake up in the morning and say, "Well, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to go get this fixed, and this is going to be better." Like he just thought about it all night and had the perfect way to fix it the next day. So that's why for hardworking, that's what I think about. And then for family, my dad. First off, he loved being a brother. He had three brothers, and they were the original Dowd boys. I think they're the original. Maybe there was generations above that were the original Dowd boys, but they.
No, we were the only.
Y'all were, and they terrorized Beaumont, Texas, and Port Arthur, Texas. And then he loved being a husband and a dad, and he was a husband and a dad 2/3 of his life. He got married in 1970. And he had his first kid in 1971, so that's 51 years of marriage, and my oldest brother is 50. He probably didn't like me telling everybody he's 50, but so that's 2/3 of his life. He was a dad and married, and he loved it. And then Chuck finally gave him a grandson in 2011, and he, being a granddad, was like the greatest thing in the world. He loves Austin more than anything. And then I gave him two more. My wife had something to do with it. But I gave him two more a year ago and 2 years ago. And then being a friend, he had lifelong friends. I'm sure people from Beaumont, still talk about him. Probably talk about all the Dowd boys. And he loved being a parishioner. He was part of this church for over 30 years, and he moved close to Austin, but still drove down here to be part of his church because he thought this was home. He thought church was his community. And then he also loved volunteering at this church. He liked to volunteer with the Knights and also with the food bank. And then finally, my dad had a way with words. If you ever talk to him, he liked to talk about. He would always have like a fable or a story or something to tell to get a point across, and we always joke about it, but some of the best ones were he would say that he was the goose with the golden egg. So if anybody was giving him a hard time, and back whenever we were growing up and we wanted some money to go out, or on Friday night or something, he would, if we said something mean to him during the week, he said, "Well, I'm the goose with the golden egg. If you keep this up, you won't get money to go out." And then one that I think Chuck knows maybe better than me is that if drinking a lot is like banging your head against a brick wall.
Hitting yourself in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, or hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. Yep, you could say that. And then another good one was that you would say if you walk like a duck and you hang around with ducks, then everybody's going to think you're a duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the main thoughts I had about my dad, and again, thanks everybody for coming.